My name is Rob Southgate. I am one of the owners of the Southgate Media Group, and we're going to kick off 13 hours here. Here's the deal. We are totally like an indie podcast company. This is like, oh, everything's all professional. You're going to learn that very quickly. The other thing you're going to learn is I have, well, it's undiagnosed ADD, but you guys would say there's a bit of it.
Yeah.
It's ADT.
Security. It's very secure.
That's right. It's very secure. So here's the deal. We're starting off the marathon with, let me give a couple of shout outs. First of all, we have sponsors this year. We haven't had that in the past. I want to give a big shout out to Advanced TV Herstory, who is the sponsor of our marathon. And Cynthia, who is the podcaster for that, will be out here doing her show later today. Let's see if I can quickly tell you when that show is. I can't, because I can't read that quickly. But she will be, there it is, 2:30 will be Cynthia. So thank you, Cynthia. Also, thank you to Geeks A Go-Go. Go to their website, check it out. They have great articles about geek events and cosplay and stuff. They're in New York right now for the Comic-Con. And Monica, you've got to go to their site. Monica she does all this great cosplay. She is doing Bob Ross with Diana Ross. It is amazing. It is amazing. So definitely check out Geeks A Go-Go. Coming up after I'm done with my rambling, we have Too Much Scrolling coming up. So for the third year, right?
That's right, 3 years.
3 years. We already talked about the fourth year.
For next year, we're ready.
Chip already put in his drink order.
That's right.
So, and one more thing. Do you guys have a name for your company? You want me to plug in the name of your company? Give me your word of that. Schiavone Cuts. Schiavone Cuts is out here making a documentary about this. You guys, you better sign releases because you're going to be in it. Only film those guys. Make it look like we only had 2 people all day. That'd be awesome. 1 Minnesotan and 1 beard. I like the beard, man. Dig on it. Do you ever put Christmas ornaments in it?
Not yet.
Do it. My daughter's obsessed with that. Tony does. No. All right. So here's what I want to do for the opening. Basically, last year when we did our opening to the marathon, we wanted to do some kind of ceremony. It fell flat. Chris and I came out here and joked around, and then we joked around with you guys. Steven and Chip showed up, and it was all about us. Well, I had this idea that this year I wanted to do something a little bit different. And this is not a one-man show, so feel free to shout things out as Steven has done. Last night, actually the last few days, I've been thinking about what I would do for an opening. I wanted to actually talk about indie podcasting and what that means and why we're doing this. And then this morning I'm driving in at 5:30 and I realized, I'm not going to pay attention long enough to do that. So I have another idea. I am going to talk about that a little bit, but I want to do a little something different. I just want to talk a little bit about why this happened and how it's going and about something else. So this is almost going to be a new media lab with me because it's a show that I do, which goes off the rails quite a bit as well. But we do kind of stick to business. So that's what we're going to try and do here. So here we go. First of all, this is the 3rd annual SMG Podcast Marathon. When we finished the one last year, it was 9 o'clock. I'm standing in the hallway. Troy Heinrichs walks out there. I should say podcast award-winning Troy Heinrichs comes out there, and he's like, "This is amazing! Oh my gosh, thank you for doing this again." They were on the first year too, and he's like, "All right, what are we doing for next year? How are we doing this?" And I said, "These words, never again." Oh, and I meant it. And hey, Chris Miles joined me here. So I said, "Never again. This isn't going to happen." Chris and I talked the next day, and it was like, are you live? All right. And it was literally, it was like the end of Rocky. The two of us were just like hugging, going, "Never again." I mean, never again. And I meant it. I know you did. I was serious. And then maybe, 4 months ago, 5 months ago? We're getting a little bit of feedback. About 4 or 5 months ago, I do this thing. I do this thing on Facebook. I decided, Facebook is full of a lot of garbage right? We've got all this political stuff. We've got all this news stuff. All this stuff that makes us feel bad constantly, right?
Yeah.
No matter what side of the fence you go on, I'm not here to judge or make statements about it. I'm saying whatever side you're on, you're feeling bad from a lot of this stuff. And I thought, I want to put positivity out there. I want to do something different. That's the whole idea with the network too, is we want to support creativity and individual voice, but positivity. So I started doing these things I call them dream posts. And what I would do is I would just write about my dreams, things that I wanted to see happen. Not dreams like, oh, there's a steak and a vest with a donut, but stuff like, what I want to accomplish, what I want to see happen personally, with my family, with the world. And I believe that by putting voice to it, not just me, but by encouraging others to put voice to it, it makes those dreams a reality. So I would put on there, please, share your dreams. I know Chris did. He threw a couple of things in there about Blue Box and about what he wants to accomplish. I know my friend Ryan wrote this beautiful one about his dream of what he wanted to do with Edgemont Ryan Theater. And I've seen some beautiful things. Well, I did that for a month. It was really tough. And when I say tough, try to do that for 30 days. It's not easy. I stopped then. Back in February, I started again. Okay? And I started just doing it randomly, putting these things out there. And then I thought, I really got to put my money where my mouth is. And I said, I am going to take a day off, and I'm not going to do any work. And that felt impossible to me. But I said, I'm going to go out for a walk, and I'm going to just do some dreaming.
Thanks, guys.
Minnesota's out. And I thought, I'm going to just do some dreaming. And I'm not going to limit myself. I'm not going to say I'm going to be back in a half hour. I'm not going to be a big baby and be like, my feet are...
So what happened about halfway through your walk?
It wasn't halfway through. I went on a walkabout for about 2 hours. And what I did, this is the crazy part. So when I do these walks, here's what I tell everybody. I encourage everybody to do this. Go out there for a walk with intention to dream. What's going to happen is you're going to start walking and you're going to start thinking of all your to-dos. You're going to start thinking of all the things you got to get done. And you're going to even think of a couple of dreams you have and the to-dos that go along with that. Keep walking. Keep walking and clear your head. Push it all out. Okay? And you got to be up. You'll be up, Chip. Oh, you can talk now. Do you want to talk?
I was going to say, that's what Charles Dickens used to do.
Is it what Charles Dickens used to do?
He used to go on in front of a long walk.
You can grab a microphone too. It's a podcast. No? Okay. Yes, Charles Dickens did. I didn't know that, but that's good to know. I went on this walk. I did it specifically to get to the point where, okay, I'm done with the to-dos. I'm done with my own thoughts. I'm just listening. I'm just hearing the leaves rustle. I'm just hearing the cars go by because we're not far from an expressway. Occasional ambulance and a motorcycle. I just wanted to get to that point. Now, here's the crazy thing. When I've done this in the past, there is a specific point that it usually seems to click in. It's about 20 minutes of my walk. This specific time, it made it literally to the end of my block. And no joke, my head was empty. I know, I'm not going to see it. It was empty. And I turned the corner, and I was already kind of feeling at peace, and I was already saying, whatever you got for me, bring it on. I mean, 10 feet from the corner, it was like somebody punched me in the stomach. I mean, I literally buckled over when I heard you're doing the third marathon. And I mean, it was like somebody spoke in my ear. And I said, no, I'm not. And I think God had a different idea. And I said, that's not happening. I'm not doing it again. It was too much work. It was too stressful. It took 10 years off my life. Done. And then I had another thought, which is, that's not the purpose of this. Right. The purpose is to be silent and let the thought come. If I choose to ignore it, that's my choice, right? We all have choices. So I listened. And it was crazy. For maybe 10 minutes, I got a lot of instructions. And the instructions were a lot of the things that those of you that have been following us, those of you that follow me on social media, you've seen it playing out. It was how we marketed it. It's how we did things with this year. It was putting a stake in the ground that we are an indie podcast marathon. There's another marathon going on right now in Chicago. Right now. It's called the Chicago Podcast Festival. Hey, that's great. Okay? I'm glad that people are becoming aware of podcasts. What I'm not glad about is so much of what they advertise and what they're promoting are celebrities that don't even have podcasts. It makes me crazy. Sure. I don't mind guests. I think that's great. And I don't even mind celebrities. I'm not a big fan of celebrity podcasts. I was listening to one yesterday. I'm not going to name the name to throw these guys under the bus. But my God, can they do a delivery that sounds like an actual voice rather than everything talking like this or share a real thought? Share a real thought. Stop trying to be funny with everything because, frankly, you're not when you do that. Just be funny. Mark Maron's podcast is great. I'm going to give him a shout out. Because he's funny. He's legit funny.
There are some good professional ones that do it that are open. I mean, and I'm going to use Kevin Smith as an example. I thought Kevin just talked. And that's what he did. And
that's why it worked for him.
That's why it worked for him. And Mark Maron is one of those other guys that does that. And I think, I can't think of his name. There's another guy. Kevin Pollak is honest and open. And he's not doing it to further his career. He's doing it to talk. Sure. And I think that's.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, those guys are good, but when it's to further your career, it becomes canned, and it's not. That's not what podcasting is. Podcasting is not a radio show put on the internet.
Right. It's just another tool for marketing. And you know, it can be. I'm okay if they're using it that way. It's just you're doing a podcast festival. Celebrate the podcast. Like Cinema Jaw's on it. Celebrate that Cinema Jaw's on there. Sure. Don't celebrate that Comedy Bang Bang is on there and advertise that they have a TV show. That's all I saw were promotions for that. I'm like, that's not about.
And Tim Meadows. And I like Tim Meadows. He's funny, but it's,
He doesn't have a podcast.
No.
But you know what? It's part of the Chicago Comedy Festival. This is their Chicago Podcast Festival. Okay. I'm not really complaining about it. What I'm doing is I'm saying this costs us to stake a claim. Sure. We are a podcast festival. Now, do we have some different things on today? Yeah. We've got some music in that, but you know what? They are all rooted in podcasting. Time Crash is going to be here at 7 o'clock. Woo! They're not just here to be Time Crash. They're here part of the podcast Music Under Glass. We've got Music in a Minute. They're going to be here. What they do on their show is they have people come in, they interview them, they come up with a concept for a song, and then they send them away for 3 hours. They come back with a completely new original song and play it. They're going to come back at a later point in the day today and play an original song. That is their podcast. That makes sense to me.
That's cool.
It's a cool idea. That's the Creativity Podcast. Too much scrolling. You guys are like a news show. Woo! But you know what? It's not like watching lame TMZ or any of these other news shows. You guys cover a lot of charged things, and geeky things, and a lot of stuff. It's entertaining. It's fun to listen to. It's a great show. That's why you're here. Although I'll talk about next year. No, I'm kidding. Do it better. So that's what I wanted to talk about was just, first of all, I wanted to give the story of why this happened. Chris is so gracious to do this every year. I'm sure he makes no money at it either. That's not what it's about. No, it's not. It's about the podcast. We have such a great time.
We do have a great time, and every year we go, this is going to be nuts, and it is nuts. And then at the end, we end up talking way too much, and we can't talk at 8 o'clock. And then the next day we're like, oh, that was awesome, and it is. It's great to meet people, to see different people doing what they do.
I guarantee I'm going to get a text from you tomorrow like, okay, when are we recording this server?
Oh, because we
after 13 hours of talking today.
Well, we have to. But
we have to, yes.
We have to continue on. But yeah, there will be. And I'll ask you when we're doing the next one. You'll see we're not doing one, and then in January you go, okay, we're going to do a podcast.
Yeah, not true though, because we're doing it. Right. We're already committed. This is happening, and it's getting bigger next year, but it is still about podcasts. It's still about the indie scene. And those of you out there that have podcasts or that want to have podcasts, write to us, Southgate Media Group at gmail.com. We are happy to talk to you. We're happy to help you. Hey, who knows? You might end up in one of our books. You might end up on one of the marathons. We have an online marathon going concurrently to this. Right now, this is streaming on there. It's on the Capes and Lunatics page. Go to Capes and Lunatics on YouTube. You can see it there. Go to Southgate Media Group on YouTube. You can see it there. As soon as this is done, you'll be able to see it on the Southgate Media Group Facebook page, streaming there. And there's a lot of streaming. And we have a documentary being shot. So, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So, my final thought, the reason I wanted to do all of that is write down your dreams, tell people your dreams, share your dreams. They will not become reality unless you do. This would not be reality unless I said the words. Did I want it to be? Deep down, yes. On the surface, no. It was a lot of work and a big nightmare. But you know what?
And I have to deal with you for 14 hours in a day.
But it's the greatest thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. No, it is. And I think you're right. Not only is it about your dreams, it's about your passion. I mean, your dreams
follow your passion.
It's what you're passionate about. And this is, I mean, I think podcasting can be the most honest form of this kind of, like, this discussion. When it's just you burying your soul, talking about the things, you know, doing part of it, you know, talking about a movie, talking about a song, talking about a show, talking about, you know, Doctor Who, whatever it is. But that's the huge part, and I think this is what this is about. Everyone on this list that's coming today is passionate about what they do. And you're going to see that, and it's awesome, and it's inspiring, it's humbling, and
it's also diverse. This is a really diverse group. Now, granted, I would like to see even more diversity, because right now, it's a lot of white dudes. What?
Yeah, it's working now.
It's working. Excellent, Jacob.
Yes.
I just turned it off in the back eye.
Nice.
Hey, that's the worst rule in IT,
You're an
right?
expert.
Did you turn it off or did you turn it on?
I would like to see more diversity in the future. We do have women on here. I want to see more women. I'd love it to be 50-50 women. I'd like to see more ethnicity represented. We do have it throughout here, but frankly, podcasting should be everybody.
Right.
I want it to be everybody. So next year, let's change the color of this a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, in other words, we got to talk after. No, I'm kidding. But I would like to see that because I listen. When I listen to podcasts, do you hear a color? I don't.
No.
Do I hear ideas? Yes.
Yes.
Do I care about gender? Not at all. That's not what this is about. And that's what I want to see happen next year. I think we did a pretty good job this year, but it's going to be even more better next year. Okay. So, it's 8:30. It's time for the next podcast.
Time for the next
Chris, you want to give your social media real quick before we leave?
Absolutely. So you can find me here at Blue Box Cafe, theblueboxcafe.com, Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media.
Excellent. And you can follow me at R Southgate. Follow the company at SMG Pods. And you can also use the hashtag today. We want lots of pictures. Lots of pictures. Use the hashtag SMGPM3. You see that?
No. Higher.
SMGPM3.
Rob's gonna come back with a tattoo on his
SMGPM3. Also, you know what? We believe in this too. Use the hashtag #SupportIndiePodcast. Let's make our voice known. All right? That's it. We are done with the opening ceremony. Coming up next, we have Too Much Scrolling.